welcome. This is the first official episode of the Garage Gospel Podcast. My name is Josh. This is Reed. This is Cam. We've been friends for literally our entire lives, and
literally, he's in my baby book.
Legit entire lives.
My baby blanket.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Best blanket ever.
Lifelong friends right here. But we decided to make this because we all agreed on the fact of spreading the gospel and also in a fun way. So we all like cars. So
we do.
We was like, you know what? Let's just put them together and let's just see what happens. So we're here to start it off and just kind of introduce ourselves and our testimonies and kind of just back forward and kind of just talk about our lives pretty much and explain why we're doing this through how we live and what happened and how God showed up in our lives. So we'll just start off with Cam right here and, just tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so 19 years old. I've been a Christian all my life. Went to Lansing Christian School that's our local Christian private school.
Yep.
For my entire life. Since kindergarten, I was one of the 13 people in my grade who went there. So it was a really tight community. Well, I should say 13 people who went there since kindergarten. We had about 45 people in our grade total.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole reason I like cars is that these two over here, they're like the main reason I like cars. They're the ones that got me into it, and my dad a little bit working on cars. And
yep.
when our cars, we do brake pads, oil changes, things like that. Little fun fact about myself is I love coffee. Worked in the coffee industry for 3 years. Worked at Bigby for like 3 years, and I'm going to be managing a coffee shop here soon.
Let's go. That's awesome. I'm actually so excited for you on that one. Yeah. I cannot
it'll be
wait to
great.
show up.
Yeah.
It'll be so sick.
I'm going to give you the most complicated order I can think of.
Oh, goodness. That's insane. That's low-key torture right there.
I'm just excited that it'll be a local place, and I'll get to know all my regulars and be like, all right, you want your regular? You want your usual type of thing? Because I did that at Bigby.
Yeah.
But at Bigby I worked at was only a drive-through, so I had to memorize cars instead of faces.
That's
which love cars. So it worked.
There we go. Reed, you're up next, bud.
I'm Reed. I just turned 19 years old. I went to Grand Ledge High School for the entire part of my life. Unlike these two guys that went to Lansing Christian, I went to a public school. And it was a little bit more of a raw side of reality at some points.
For sure.
But I got into cars because I like competing with Josh.
It all comes down to Josh.
I really
really
can't let him
does.
show me up. That's why I bought a
really
Mustang.
It really does.
But yeah, I think the biggest part of me wanting to do this podcast was more so because I see the men in our generation just falling away from God and not walking in the heavenly role, the godly role that they were created for. Like us as men, we're supposed to be wild and we're supposed to be excited. We're supposed to be the head of the households, and the men in our generation right now are not doing their job right. So
yeah, for sure. Let me literally quick. That's insane to understand, especially at 19. Like, I understand, and I've heard from other people, like, especially about, like, my family and my friends and kind of our way of thinking because of how we've been brought up. But for us to realize stuff like this is insane. Like, it takes a level of maturity that isn't really normal for our generation because, like, I'm not going to lie to you, our generation is all about the slang terms and all about the brain rot. And for us to come out and go, wait a minute, I'm actually learning something right now, and it's about the Lord, and it's like, hey, actually, we're not doing it correctly. Let's actually figure out a way to do this right.
yeah, and it shows how much of an issue it is.
Exactly, for sure. So what's a fun fact about you?
A fun fact is, let's see. I don't know, there's so many fun things.
I just go with you.
I do welding.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Yes, sir. Wells, let's go. That's really fun. I remember the first time you were getting into the class and you kind of showed up and was like, bro, I just made my first thing. Come check it out. And you showed me a picture and I was like, dude, that's actually fire. And it's just kind of cool.
I remember Another fun fact about me is I'm a photographer. I remember when I showed up to
that's
your
right.
I showed up to your
Right.
class.
That's
and
right.
took photos of you and all your buddies and
Yeah,
everything.
I got an email about that later. They weren't okay with it.
We got okay from your teacher.
I know.
That's
We got
insane.
an okay from your teacher, so
Wow, that's funny. But yes, speaking of CD Visuals Instagram, that's him.
I do
So,
mostly sports.
Yep, photographer right here, trying to start up a business. Support would be great. But yes, he's actually really good at it. He took my senior photos and everything, and he took some sports photos for me. So great photographer. But I guess it's my turn. So my name's Josh. Man, went to LCS, Lansing Christian, and it's definitely a different experience from public school for sure. There's different types of hardships that you encounter at a public school than a private, especially Christian if it's private,
Yeah.
because it's definitely weird because you expect, like, your expectations for a Christian private school
Oh, yeah, you expect
is
them to be so
like
high.
we are on fire for the Lord, everybody's a Christian, like we're good, like we're the standard. And it's not true. It's not like that because not everybody's a Christian. So like it's just not like that. And it's a great school. It is a great school. Like you learn a lot. And what's funny is all of us, even me, for a very long time, took a massive amount of advantage of the chapels we have.
Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah, it's insane because our chapels are time that the school sets apart to encounter God. And let me tell you, I don't hear really any other school besides maybe New Covenant that does that.
Yeah.
And so for us to have that opportunity and kind of waste it is, I feel like, even worse than a public school. You know what I mean? For some reason, there's an aspect of like, ooh, we have all these opportunities. Let's take advantage of it and let's use it. And let's actually be there and be present instead of, oh, my next class is going to suck.
Yeah, instead of kind
right?
of treating it like a free period.
Yeah.
exactly.
Or like another, I'm getting taught something again, right? And
Especially with the lifers, and
Absolutely.
they've done it the whole life. The people who've come in towards just high school or towards the end of high school, like they understand it's different. Like it's a time set apart. Most of them, some
Yeah.
of them don't. But
Absolutely.
those lifers, that's always been the thing. Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays and Fridays. It's chapel.
Yep.
It's the normal.
Yep.
They don't really understand it's a set apart time.
Yeah, absolutely. But to continue on, the offshoots are gonna go crazy. I'm sorry about it, but to continue on it, I'm also a lifer with him, and it was definitely an awesome experience because I had to learn how to. This is a part of my testimony as well, but which I'll share later. But I had to learn how to have my own faith, in a way, because in a Christian school, in a Christian family, I had to learn, took years, I had to learn how to actually create my own faith instead of base it off my parents or my friends or my cousins.
With teachers.
Exactly. And so I'll share that later. It's part of my testimony, but we'll get to those. And fun fact about me. Yeah, I started these guys on the car grind. My family is huge car enthusiasts. We are really gearheads, really. We're kind of into that realm, and just like how he took photos for him at LCC for when he did welding for dual enrollment, I went to dual enrollment for automotive. He took photos of me there, and it was a great time just to realize, like, whoa, this is actually what a shop does. But yeah, really big car guy, and a side off fact is you'll hear me talk about soccer a lot. I'm also a big soccer guy.
Big soccer
So
guy.
yeah, that's
He
pretty
doesn't-
much me.
He doesn't watch a lot of TV other than soccer. Like,
That's actually
if he has
fact.
if he has a TV, he's either playing a video game, which is either Gran Turismo or FIFA, or he's watching soccer, or both of them.
Very true.
Two screens.
Very true. Especially when the World Cup comes on, I usually have a good 3 screens maybe, each on a different game, and I kind of just pick and choose which one I want to watch in the current moment. So that's awesome. But really quick, again, as a reminder, this podcast is to not only share what we're learning, but to have you guys learn with us, because we're also young, 18, 19, like we're we're still learning. And so for us to be able to say, hey, we're going to tell you what we're learning and maybe it can help you guys, but also to have other people come on as well that are older and know more to actually help teach us would be awesome also. So we're not just here to like yap to you guys and try to enforce our knowledge on you. We're actually also learning the same things as you are. We're still trying to get to know everything and just kind of lead where the word takes us here. So we're going to start, speaking of the word, we're going to start with our testimonies and everything. So we'll start instead of Cam. We'll go read this time.
All right. So I grew up in the Christian home my entire life. My parents are Annette and Larry Mashkowski, two of the most wonderful people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing because they're my family, they're my mom and dad. Yeah, they're so wonderful. Growing up, when I would do something like stupid or if I would break a rule, for example, they would take me upstairs and they would whoop me. Whooping works. But the thing that made it great, or made them great, was they would turn me around, they would look me in my eye, and they would say, "When do I love you?" And my answer would be, "All the time." And that was how every interaction would go. They would make sure they would correct me out of love.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest part of my life and kind of like how I kind of got to the person I am today. But growing up, I always knew that there was a God, and I always knew that God loved me so much more than I could possibly imagine. And the older I got, the more I realized that, yes, he loves me, but he's a jealous God. He wants our attention, he wants our time. And my mom, being the wise woman that she is, she would come into my room at like 10 p.m., watch me play a video game for a little second, and she would say, "Reed, you know you're going to have to answer for this time that you're wasting in heaven."
Hello. That's deep to start.
And,
Holy
dude,
moly. Wow, that's
you know,
awesome.
Me being like a 16-year-old kid, I'm like, you know nothing.
Yeah.
I'll keep going to
That's so real.
playing my game. But no, she's 100% right. And again, the more older I get, the more I realize that my parents were right and they were actually trying to help me out as much as I can to further me in life more and more.
Yeah.
The first time I knew I heard the word of God was I was 15. I had not to go into any like gross ton of details, but I had almost died. I was in the hospital. I got like really bad news. Doctors that came in, they were like, "All right, you have this uncurable disease called Crohn's, and we're moving you to a different hospital." And this is all like at 3:45 a.m. Woke me up out of a dead sleep. Nothing. I just panic. Like, who wants to hear this at 15?
Yeah, wow.
But
I remember that.
yeah, I was at my like fourth surgery that they were doing, and every time they would say, "Well, we don't have definitive proof that it's this disease, but we know it is." And every time we would fight them on it, we were like, "Okay, if it's not definitive, then how is it definitive?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I fully got
Like,
you. That's
how
interesting.
can we-
They're
I didn't
saying
know
it
that.
is, but there's no proof that it is.
Yeah,
So
I didn't know that.
it was like the day before my last surgery. I was praying. I was like really going through it. I'm like, "God, what am I doing? I'm really afraid. This is it's crap. It's not good. It's not fun." But I remember him saying to me, "Reed, this will make or break your faith. Don't give in to fear and trust me."
Wow. Hello.
And from then on, I've had 2 other surgeries, and both of them have confirmed the same thing, that I have no Crohn's and no other disease.
Let's go, dude.
Dude, it's awesome.
Let's go.
I'm like, doctors can't touch me.
Yeah, dude.
They're not gonna put a label on me that doesn't exist.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's so sick. I remember that whole moment. I'm sure you do as well. Like, especially my family, we were praying hardcore. And it was kind of weird to be like, yo, my friends could have something. Like, this is not great. But we were praying for you, and we were praying to the Lord, like, "Lord, we need this healing because..." And I was like, "Lord, this is my best friend. One of my best friends. Like, I need this healing right now." And so again, to watch that go down and to watch the Lord work is awesome. And then to hear your side of like, Lord actually told me something. And so then I just believed and bolted down my faith instead of maybe questioning it over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like, oh, is this God? Because I know, even for me, sometimes still, to where I'm like, yo, I don't know if this is God or not. Like, I sometimes question it. But then if it aligns with this, it's him. So that's why this is why we read this and keep it frequently in our brain, because what the Lord speaks to you aligns with the Bible and aligns with his word always. And so if it doesn't, that's when you're like, wait, this isn't right. But for that is just awesome, because to even hear what the doctors said of like, yo, we don't know if this is it, but it's it.
Yeah.
Like, and then
It was
the Lord
the
goes,
same
hey,
thing every time.
Lord goes, hey, it's your choice. You can either give in to fear and let it win, or trust me and I got it. And so that's just awesome to hear, dude.
Yeah, fear's the
Get
easy
thinking, man.
road.
Yeah, 100%. Fear is the easy road. It's easy to give into it. It's the voice inside your head. It's easy to trust and everything like that. But it brings you farther away from the Lord. You have to put your trust in the Lord. And there is a fear of the Lord, but that's a completely different fear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
There's,
That's a great point.
That's more respect for the Lord than like being scared of him.
Yep.
But yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, dude. I feel like you just hit the nail on the head just there. We think when we hear fear, we're scared. And that's a different fear. If we could reword that to make it what it means, it's a holy respect for the Lord, and it's respect for authority. Because personally, if my parents told me to do something, I'm not gonna be like no and walk away. No thanks. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go, okay, yep, I'll do it, and I'm gonna go do it, no matter what it is, because my parents told me so. And it's the same with the Lord. And so if we can't respect our authority that we can see,
Then we have
how
to be
can we
obedient to him as well.
expect? How can God expect us to respect Him when we can't see Him? Like, if I can't respect you, how am I supposed to respect the Lord? And so, like, that's a whole thing of where the fear of the Lord is totally different, because we're not supposed to be afraid of Him. He is a loving and compassionate God, but He's also upright, and He's true, and He's fact. He is straight fact. And so to hear you go, it's completely different, by the way, is awesome, because that knowledge and that respect of like, oh, I know that's not the same, because that maturity right there is key. Because if you know that fear is not scared of Him, then you're like, boom, I got it. So now whatever the Lord says is true, and you're not afraid to ask, because that's a thing to where like we're like, I'm scared to ask Him, and we're like, no, you ask and you shall receive. Like it's in there. I'm gonna look that up while these two talk a little
Well,
bit.
and you got to remember that he's not just a God, he's your father.
Yep,
And what's a father's greatest? He wants to give you gifts.
for sure.
Like, my dad, he just gave me my birthday gifts today, and he was like, I can't wait for you to open them right now. That's
Yeah.
the same
'cause
way.
your
God
birthday was,
wants
like-
you to have your gifts. It's
That's
just,
awesome.
are you going to be patient, and are you going to be obedient to him to have the opportunity to do that?
Yeah, that's good, dude. That's
Yeah.
good.
Shout out to Reed. His birthday was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
23rd,
dude.
July 23rd.
Yeah.
But
For
yeah.
sure.
I think people forgot about it because they could message me on like 24th.
That's crazy.
I messaged you at
Hey.
12:06.
I know you
Hey,
did. I
23rd.
woke up and I
messaged
was
you
like,
on
dang
the
it,
day of,
Cam.
dude. We got your back on the day of. We're like, hey, happy birthday, man.
I was supposed to go to bed at like 10 that night, and I looked at the clock. It's 12. I'm like, wait, it's Reed's birthday.
Yeah,
So-
Matthew 7:7, by the way, if you want to look it up, that is where it says, ask and you shall receive. So don't be afraid to ask the Lord of something, but also know what you're asking. Like, the Lord's not going to give you something that will hurt you, even if you ask for it. If you're like, hey, Lord, give me a vape, He's going to be like, no,
No, that's
No.
stupid.
it will hurt you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you something that'll hurt you. That same verse you might have said earlier, where God, like your parents gave you a good gift and they
Yeah.
want you to open it. Lord's not going to give you something that hurt you.
Mhm.
I forgot what verse is, probably in one of the Gospels again, but he's like, would a father give you a nail when you ask for bread? No. So if you ask, why would he give you a vape when he wants to give you his word?
Mhm.
Like when he wants to give you friendship.
He doesn't want to give you the temporary hit. He wants to give you the permanent hit, which is his word.
Exactly. He wants to give you something that lasts forever and not something that lasts for a second.
Mhm.
And so, again, be mindful of what you're actually asking, because if you're not, you might let yourself down, because the Lord's not going to give you something that'll hurt you. And sometimes he knows if it'll hurt you, even if you don't. So also respect his timing. His timing is also very, very crucial and very good. So, with that, I guess I'll share mine really quick, because that's kind of on pathway to mine. Again, like I said earlier, Christian family, Christian home, amazing parents. Love my parents, love my uncles and aunts and cousins. All
We
of them.
love your uncles and
Yeah.
aunts and cousins.
Again, these guys hang out with my family just as much as I
It's-
do.
I'm at your
because-
house
so-
like at least twice a week.
I know.
It's become a saying, like me, Reed, and the cousins is
Exactly.
like
Yep.
the hangout group.
There's
in my
literally a
family.
group that's like the cousins plus Reed and Cam. Like
Yeah.
it's actually like
We're
a thing.
adopted.
They're adopted. So, again, great family. My main issue was identity, and so one of my main issues was identity for me. I was a massive, massive, massive people pleaser, and I can still sometimes get caught in that. But I was really wanting to get into that friend group. You know how we all do. I want to always fit in, and I didn't. I didn't fit in because one, this doesn't really mean anything, but I am shorter than a lot of people, right? I was born a preemie, so like I'm shorter, right? And so, but what was weird was that affected elementary school for me, was because I was short. Some friends didn't let me play. That was their reason, and I was like, oh, okay, and I took that one to heart, which is, as a little kid, I took it to heart.
Mhm.
And so, as of right now, I'm not gonna take that to heart because that's just stupid. That's just being ignorant. If I take that to heart now, it's like, yep, I am short. Sounds good. You can notice that I'm short. Great. But back then it hit me really hard, and so I kind of hated myself for it. And as through the years, it kind of turned into this hatred and downplaying myself all day, every day. And it became to the point to where it actually came out as disobedience and disrespect to my parents and my family. And it actually is in photos. You can see the difference between my childhood and as I grew into a teen. There's a phase to where my smile isn't the same. And I'm literally not the same dude. And so, like, there's literal physical evidence that I changed.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, I
changing.
remember you showing us the pictures.
Yep, I was changing, and not in a good way. And it was when I was all in my head about me, and my main questions were like, Lord, why am I here? What's my purpose? Because I found no purpose because I wasn't with him.
Mm.
I was not with him. I knew of him, I wasn't with him. And so, and I didn't take time to get to know him because I didn't think that was the answer. I thought it was a me problem, like a in here problem.
Yeah.
And nothing changed. It got worse. And it got to the point, I'm going to be straight up, it got to the point to where I was in my room one night, sophomore summer going into junior year. I've had enough. And I looked at my hand and was like, hey, your fingerprints and handprints are one of a kind. These are unique. And so I was like, dude, if I have no purpose, what's the point? Dead serious. I looked at my hand and went, what's the point of this then? I got no purpose. I don't see any value in it. And I took my little pocket knife, was going to slit my hand, right? And the Lord, as I was gonna, goes, what are you doing? Like, it was the most vivid thought I've ever had in my entire life. That wasn't my own. It was, what are you doing? And I was like, huh?
Good question.
Huh? And he said, you are my son. And then that finally broke me, and I threw it away, and I broke down in tears because I finally felt my value and felt the one person that saw me, because I was so good at I got so good at hiding how I actually felt. It was insane. Like, I'd be in school and be like, yo, what's up? And then I'd go home into my room and just be like this. And just be depressed and dead. And so for me to be able to, for the Lord to step in when he didn't have to, because I still did believe in him, but I didn't take time, but he actually said, no, I have something special for you, so I'm going to get you out of this. You are my son, that's your value. And to hear that broke me. And ever since, I have been just chasing and following the Lord, because that moment changed my life, just like that. And that is the only value you need. That is the only label you need, is you are a son of God. You are a daughter of God. Like, you are truly made one of a kind. And that's it. And there is a God, and there's a man, Jesus, that sees you and wants to hang with you and wants to be with you and knows exactly who you are. For you to find who you actually are, you have to go to him. Because my, Uncle Joe, currently Mount Hope Church's youth pastor currently, he dropped that same ordeal. This is why I'm saying it, is because I learned it from him. And he goes, when the Lord says, I am, and that's who he called. That's when Moses was like, who should I call you? Who should I tell them? He says, I am. I am who I am. And he goes, well, yep. So you have to actually go to him to learn who you are, because he is. He is. He has who you are.
Yeah.
Because he is. And so, like, one of my favorite things to do, especially in worship, is just to say you are. Just because he is. Like, he is the great I am. He just is. And he's got it. So there's no need to worry. And so, again, for anybody that could be watching this that's struggling with a little bit of depression or whatever, because, again, we all, I'm guessing, have all felt this. And we all been there, done that. And so, just to be like, hey, there's a God, there is a man, a real dude, that is actually there for you right now. You just have to call to him. Even if you don't believe right now, just be like, Jesus, I need your help. And boom, maybe not that current second, but he will definitely show up. Like, no questions asked, he will show up. And so, again, that's my story. And I've been growing ever since, and the Lord's been teaching me a lot recently. But, yeah, he's a miracle-working God, especially for your thoughts and your brain, not just physically. He is an awesome God. So that is my testimony. That's where I'm coming from. Where are you coming from?
Yeah, so my testimony is a little bit different from both of theirs. I didn't really have, but it's just as important. Every testimony is just as important to every single person, especially to the Lord.
Absolutely.
And it can always lead somebody, because there's always someone there's 8 billion people in this world. There's always someone who has felt how you felt. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not the exact same circumstance, there's someone.
Absolutely.
But for me, I didn't exactly have one moment where something happened, I almost died, or something like that.
That's the deal.
For me, it's been more tiny little things in my life. To repeat what they said, been a Christian my whole life. Like, I even remember vividly in second grade with my teacher at the time, Mrs. Lincoln.
Oh,
loved her.
W.
She sat all the kids down and kind of,
Love
we gave ourselves to the Lord, which in second grade, we didn't really understand the weight of all that. But that's one of the memories that I know. But yeah, I didn't really have one moment. It's more consistency. I also struggled with fitting in. I did that. I was the person who did that, this, that, and the other thing. Choir, 2-3 sports, all A student. Like, I did this, that, and the other thing. Didn't really fit into one group, and I kind of didn't like it too much. I had these guys, but Josh was a grade below me, so I didn't really hang out with him in school much, except for lunchtime, and Reed went to Grand Ledge. So my group kind of wasn't at LCS. So that's one way he kind of helped me find my people in my grade, so I can spend more time with them, feel like I belong more. One thing I've realized recently is consistency he's always consistent with you, but you also have to be consistent with him.
That'll preach. Yep. Keep going.
If there's the amazing things you can do to your body. It's one thing I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule. This is a slight tangent, but I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule recently, and you can train your body so easily. Just like 3 weeks of going to bed at 10, waking up at 6. That's what I did. And for the next 3 weeks after that, no alarm, woke up at 6, woke up at 6, woke up at 6.
Yep.
No alarm, no need for that. It's amazing what you can teach your body to do with consistency. And with that, then taking the time, putting it into the word, even if it's just 5 minutes at first, but getting that consistency to get down and then maybe growing like 10 minutes, 15 minutes after that. It's like the consistency is how you get there. Every once in a while, if you, that's what I used to do. I used to, once a week, like, oh, I should read my Bible now. I'll go do that. Instead of having a set time every single day, every single week, I'm going to go read my Bible so I can have that consistent. Because you do it once and then you forget about it. You don't think about it the next day. It's not part of your schedule.
Or you put it off.
Yeah. Or
you
you're like,
forget about it.
I don't have to do it right now. I'm going to bed in 30 minutes. I can do it 10 minutes before bedtime.
Yeah. How'd that
That's
work out?
such
And
a
then
real
you
scenario.
fall asleep.
Yep.
So
That's how it goes.
just having that consistency, the more consistent you are, the closer you'll feel to him, the more you'll know about him, type of thing.
Sure.
But yeah, I didn't have that's most of my testimony. I didn't have that one big moment. It's been small little moments throughout my life, where he showed up here, he showed up there, and things like that.
Yeah, dude, that speaks, because it's not just boom, big flashy moment.
No, not always.
It's no. I'm gonna walk you through it. Like I'll just little by little get you through it, and you'll see how wonderful I am when you look back.
And even in that little by little moment, there's always that beautiful painting of God reaching down and us kind of just laying back and kind of like, all right, God, come get me.
Lazily lifting
We're
your hair.
lazily just sitting there like, come on, come get me. And he's already stretched out so far, just waiting for that little bit.
Yep. That's so good.
Yeah. And
so
just because like you don't have like a big flashy moment in your testimony doesn't mean it's not going to speak to someone.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Like a testimony is a testimony, no matter who you are.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's all great, dudes. That's awesome. Good stuff. We're going to slowly wrap this one up for our first episode. You got to know us a bit and where we're coming from. And this is just the start. And so even if y'all want to drop some questions you have for us to see if we can answer, awesome, go for it. We'll try to see if we can answer some. And if we can't, we'll look it up in the Word and we'll try to get you an answer sometime. So, get your questions in if you want them. Comment them in the comment section if you have any questions. But that'll be it for our first episode. We will come back at our second with like a legit awesome topic to talk about. And we'll have some car things in there
Yeah,
for
this
you
one's
too.
this one's just getting to know us.
Absolutely.
Some of you guys might not know all three of us. Maybe you know one or two of us.
True.
But now you know all three of us.
Yep, this is just the start. So now we're going to actually start implementing what we just said. So, all right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.